Welcome back. You're still watching the Brand Equity Cannes special. India's performance at Cannes was good, if not spectacular. After a fantastic streak last year at Cannes, the Indian contingent has managed to not only maintain the momentum but also better it, with JWT leading the way.
India's highlight of Cannes 2009, JWT walking down the aisle to pick up their gold lion. One in design for Balwadi Night School, and the historic one each in the film and music and film categories for the Times of India, Chennai.
Probably God has been really kind on us, but we'll probably do better again next year.
If that didn't win, I would have been probably, punching, the jury president or something like that.
But was it really that big a deal? By the time the red carpet rolled out on the final day, India had crossed 2008's medal count of 23. But did the Indian ad fraternity manage to stride ahead and make a dent in the global creative exhibition?
This year obviously disappointing, especially in print, outdoor and everything else.
I think media kind of saved us because they won a lot of medals, otherwise we would be way below last year's performance.
There were very few pieces that really stood out.
Then there was the big, also ran. Ogilvy's Zuzu's much-hyped campaign that took the country by storm went home empty-handed, as did Publicis' much-rewarded Himani Fast Relief campaign at Goa Fest.
Lot of award shows is the merit of the work, and a huge bit is luck.
It's something that people probably don't understand, and maybe it was probably not even represented well. I don't know what it is, but I think that deserved at least, if nothing else, a shortlist.
If you look at it in its individual elements and you see what kind of work gets awards, then it's not that kind of work.
So take away the idea that losing is part of the game. Where exactly did we go wrong at Cannes 2009?
Maybe we became a bit lazy.
No matter how good the quality of the idea is, if there is no executional excellence, right? And I think that's one area where India needs to move up much more.
We probably need to work together and not against each other.
Cannes 2009 was a reality check of sorts. While it was clear that India did not have the clout or standing at Cannes, it was also very evident that the body of work that did make the cut was mostly inspired creativity. Little wonder then why award shows at large, or Cannes in this case, are becoming irrelevant, seems to be the current global debate.
It's not for nothing that Maurice Levy of the Publicis Group is known as the Napoleon of advertising. The well-mannered, polite French tycoon, in a tête-à-tête with Brand Equity, talks about French creativity, India versus China, and everything in between, with refreshingly new insights. You can't miss this one. How do you think French creativity has changed over the years?
It is so much into what we are, where we come from, all our culture, that it is making our work less noticeable on a global scene than the work which is done either by the Brit, who are excellent, and my hat off, the Americans, because they are dominating the advertising world, and some emerging countries who are doing great work because they feel free.
I find your honesty refreshing.
I think that there is not two ways of behaving. To try to defend something just because I'm Frenchman and to say, okay, French is the best, would be wrong.
What is Maurice Levy's succession plan?
I have announced that I will be stepping down at the end of 2011. My most important task today is to groom at least 2 or 3 candidates in order that the board has a choice.
Tell me, Saatchi and Saatchi, the jewel in your empire, seems to have lost its sheen. Do you think so?
No, Saatchi has some clients who are facing some tough times. And in tough times, there is less openness for unusual work, for great creative ideas. People are very often in tough times running for a safe ground.
Right.
And that is part of the issue that Saatchi is facing.
Which country do you think will be the next superpower?
Clearly China for a lot of reasons. First, it is a huge country. They have formidable growth. They have a formidable culture, or I would say cultures. And they have something which we see through the calligraphy, which is they have a taste for design, they have a taste for art direction, they have talent. And in creativity, they will be a superpower. India has something that China has not, which is democracy.
Sure.
Democracy is the best and the worst thing. So when it comes to drive a country and to make sure that all the country is going the same direction, China has definitely an advantage.
You've maintained that the worst part is over. We will probably hit the bottom in July, but then the recovery of the economy will start.
The second quarter will go down more sharply than the first one, and I believe that we will find the bottom of the trough probably in July, latest August. And then we will go back and we will find a situation where we will grow slowly and not really real growth, but we will come back progressively, and the real growth will start in June, July next year.
When is the collapse of, the first signs of an advertising agency collapsing going to be seen, according to you?
There will be some agencies which will collapse, particularly medium-sized agencies. And for the holding company, I think that the margin will be squeezed, and the best way to compensate on that front is to develop an array of new services with more added value, which is what we are doing.
What do you think of Indian creativity?
There are some that I don't understand, but there is some, further you have some great creative people. You have also something that the Chinese have not yet, so you are ahead of China on this, which is that you understand the Western world and that you understand the language.
Why is it that then you have not come to India for so many years?
You are reminding me that I have to come back.
Yes.
I will. So I will put that in my travel agenda for next year.
Lovely meeting you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
À bientôt.
So Maurice, we'll be waiting for you. It's now time to take a look at the products that Cannes packs on the back, commercials. So you take a look at what might end up being next year's candidates, and when you come back, we'll show you this year's winners at Cannes 2009.